first, he didn't pay much attention to it. Sometimes people wake up at the same time every night. Stress, insomnia, or just habit. But what Jack was experiencing wasn't ordinary. The first night, he just opened his eyes and looked at the clock. 3:17. There was absolute silence in his room. There was no wind outside. The faint light of the street lamp filtered in through the curtain. Jack tried to go back to sleep, but just as he was about to close his eyes, he heard something click the door to his room. Jack looked up, but the door was slowly closing, but there was no one else in the room except Jack. He froze in his bed for a while. His heart was racing. Maybe it was the wind, but then something occurred to him. The windows were closed that night. The next night, Jack woke up at the same time again. The time was 3:17. This time, when he woke up, there was a strange feeling in the room, as if someone was watching him. Jack tried to adjust his eyes to the darkness, and then he noticed the closet door was open. Jack was sure he had left the closet closed. At that moment, another sound was heard in the room. Very faint, almost inaudible. A breathing sound, as if someone was slowly breathing in and out inside the closet. Jack's throat went dry. He swallowed. He tried to find a logical explanation for himself. Maybe the pipes. Maybe the wooden parts of the house. But that breathing sound came again. Jack slowly got out of bed. His heart was beating faster with each step. He walked towards the closet. Step, 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 step. He stopped in front of the closet. He put his hand on the door. He paused for a moment. Then he quickly opened it. The closet was empty. There was nothing there. Not a person. Not an animal. Nothing. Jack breathed a sigh of relief. Just as he was about to close the closet door, a sound came from behind him. Very close, right behind his ears. A whisper. "You saw me today." Jack's body froze. He slowly turned around. The room was completely empty. No one was there, but the air in the room had changed, as if someone had just been there. Jack quickly looked at the clock. Jack couldn't sleep again that night. When morning came, he tried to explain what had happened logically. Maybe he had dreamed. Maybe he was sleepwalking. Maybe it was stress. But deep down, he knew something was wrong. The third night came. Before getting into bed, Jack checked his closet. It was empty. He locked the door. He closed the windows. He checked his room thoroughly. Then he got into bed. After a while, he fell asleep. And as you might guess, 3:17. Jack opened his eyes, but this time, something was different. This time there was another breath in the room, but it wasn't coming from the closet. Jack slowly turned his head next to his bed. In the darkness, something was standing there, but it wasn't clearly visible. It was as if the darkness had taken on a human form. Jack couldn't move. He couldn't breathe. And that thing spoke. voice was clearer. Yesterday, you saw me. Jack's heart was pounding in his chest. Now, it's your turn. Jack suddenly jumped out of bed and switched on the light. The room was completely empty. There was nothing there, but there was something on the floor. Jack looked down. In front of the closet door, on the dust, there were footprints. And those footprints led from the closet all the way to Jack's bed. But there was no turning back. After that night, Jack continued to wake up at the same time every night, 3:17. But the cupboard wouldn't open anymore. The door wouldn't close. There was no sound, only he could hear the breath of an invisible presence standing beside his bed. And every night at 3:18, the same sentence repeated. Tomorrow, I'll be closer. And one night, Jack woke up again at 3:17 a.m., but this time there was no breathing sound. The room was completely silent. Jack slowly sat up. He felt something was wrong. Then he realized the closet door was open, but this time the closet wasn't empty. Someone was standing inside, in the darkness. A tall, thin silhouette, and it was looking at Jack's face. Then it smiled and said, "Now, we can switch places." The next morning, the police arrived at Jack's house. Neighbors had said they heard screams coming from the closet throughout the night, but no one was home. There was only an open closet and a message scratched into the inside wall of the closet with fingernails 3:17 and right below it, a newly added sentence. Today, he saw me.